Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. Today guys, I'm just bringing you guys a quick video kind of going over what I did last week and giving you guys another option in how I can do those kind of guides, but I want to hear from you yourselves. So what I did was on my channel, which I'm going to show you. So here I am on my channel. If you go to the community section, I have a thing here right now where I have a vote going on. It says, do you want more focused guides to keep or keep them as they are? I've already got one reply on yes. I have a no and I have an other. Another, respond below to with what you would like to see. So what I'm asking for from you guys in the community is, what kind of guides do you want? Do you want more focused guides where I'm more focused on the individual topics and I'm not so all over the place in the topic, or do you want me to just continue with what I'm doing and carrying on? What I would like to hear from you guys is the kind of guides you personally would like to see. You can comment in the video, you can comment into the community section on that poll. You guys can tell me what you want in those areas. Now, I won't release any more guides this week. I'm going to be focusing on builds and different things to give you guys new options with things that you can play in the game, so that if you're doing certain activities or things like that, there are going to be builds for that, for certain activities like Skyreach power farming or power leveling, or if you want to places where you can power level, places where you can grind for gold, and the fastest way to grind for gold. Not ways that you can go out, farm items, and turn around and sell them on a marketplace or sell them in zone chat, but where you can go and farm gold itself, and the fastest way to do it. I'm gonna release a few guides on that this week. I'm gonna release another guide on how to farm gear sets in every type of area in the game, when it comes from overland, public dungeons, or overland dungeons and trials, and even how to grind gear for PvP. So like Telvar stones and things like that. I will release some builds as well to go along with those videos, showing you the types of builds that you can use to farm that stuff. Again, the fastest way to farm it, and really just leave it up to you guys on what you guys want to do with those things. Now, please remember, any builds I release are just templates. They are not 100% guides you have to follow. If there's something about a build I release that you don't like, please feel free to change it to fit your needs and your playstyle. So that way it's more to what you want and not what I play. Because when I release a build, I release it in the races I play them as. So if you feel like being a red guard might be better for this stamina DPS, be a red guard. If you feel this Warden build would be better as a, say, an Argonian, or as a High Elf, or as a Breton, or whatever, because it's Magicka based, feel free to do so. A lot of times I try to make a lot of builds based on race class combinations that work best, or would be best for the player, but a lot of times I do it based on the races I play myself in that format. So that's what I do. Other than that, the only other thing I have going on this week is pretty much like I said. I've got a few guides coming out on gold farming, one on gold farming, one on gear set farming, one on power farming, power leveling. Like if you have a friend who's low level and you want to help them get leveled, instead of taking them through the quest chains, you can take them to certain locations in the game and power level them off of mobs. And one of the better places, there's actually 3 really good locations in Overland, and then there's one really good location in kind of like a public dungeon. Like, it's more of an instance dungeon set to you and your group, but it's the way it's set up, and you can pretty much speedrun it. If you have a good build, I will release a good combination of gear and skills that you can use to clear it with, and I will show you with one class, and then I'll tell you how you can that you can use this with any build, with any class, but it plays differently with each class. So the same thing goes for gear farming. I have a build that I use for overland set farming that I really enjoy, and it's one I play a lot. So in fact, I'm on that character right now that I use for pretty much overland set farming, some solo dungeon farming. I don't solo all dungeons with this build because I can't solo a lot of the DLC stuff because I'm not as experienced or with their dynamics and stuff, but I can solo a lot of them on normal play. And in some cases I can do most dungeons in the game as long as they don't have two-player mechanics like Dire Frost Keep. Oops. Dire Frost Keep and Fungal Grotto 2, things like that where there is two-player dynamics to the dungeon. I can't do those, but like Fungal Grotto 1 I can solo. Every base game dungeon can be soloed, except for Dire Frost Keep. But you have to know the mechanics of the dungeon. You have to know how to do the dungeon. And eventually I do plan on working on guides for those, soloing each individual dungeon and how to do it on normal and on veteran. And then when it comes to DLC dungeons, I'm working on getting through those right now on solo. On normal, they're very hard to solo on veteran. It's usually better to run a duo man team in there, and it's really got a very distinct kind of group dynamic that you want to set up for that. And I will go over those kind of builds as well. But yeah, it really comes down to group dynamic in that type of setting. Like if you're two-manning something, you want to have like your main person running certain gear and setup. You want your other person running certain gear and setup. But you're basically playing like a tank DPS with a healer DPS. So you're kind of playing off of each other. And you're sharing very similar things so you can complete the content. And it most of the time when you use this combination, you will never have issues with the content. It's super easy. So, and it's just a two-man group, like I said. And it comes down to what your knowledge of the game is and how experienced you are as a player. That'll allow you to play through with these two builds. And it works in base game dungeons, it works in DLC dungeons on normal, and in some cases veteran if you're really skilled. So I'm going to be releasing those two builds when I do that content. That'll probably be coming next week. Along with any new guide structure, and the new guide structure thing where I'm going to focus more into what I said, where it's going to be more focused guides. That's going to come later. It's going to come after it's going to start after the next update, which is update 21, because we're getting changes to races. I don't know what those race changes are yet. If there's going to be drastic changes or minor changes or what. So I don't want to focus on any more guides right now until that's done. I don't want to really focus on a lot of builds either. But I do want to release builds that'll work in this category that I'm talking about, because I know that they'll still work even after the race changes, because race doesn't play into these builds like you would think. I mean, it would be good if you chose to be this build as an Imperial, or this build as a High Elf, or this build as this, and this build as this. It really just comes down to how you put together your group for those kind of dynamics. So but yeah, it's just that. So but let me know, guys, in the comments below, in the community section under that thing, the topic on the build, the more focused on the different things. Let me know if you guys want more builds, or if you guys like or not builds, but guides, and if you want them to be more focused into things like, say, skills. Like when I do something on skills, I want to do a whole week on skills, where I'm going to cover how class skills are separated from your other skills, how how skills work, how they're designed, and kind of go over how the dynamics of skills work. Because there's a lot of times people get a really big misconception in a build. See, a build is defined not only by the skills it has on its toolbars, but what other skills you can use along with it. And a lot of times we don't go into those skills that can be used along with it because it makes the video much longer. Really long. In fact, up to 45 minutes or longer. And when you get down to it, you don't want a long video explaining builds. So let me know, like I said, in the comments below, in the community section that I showed you on my channel. Let me know what you guys are looking for in guides. That way I can produce better guides for you. And who knows, maybe I can do some other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one, though. The reason why is because that's been done already. So I want to focus more on this one here. And like I said, I'll be doing this pretty much throughout the day, the week, seeing what people have to say. As you can see, I have 4 votes already on yes, all saying they want more focus guides. I'm glad people want more focus guides. What I did this last week was kind of like a beginner's guide to understanding the game. And I want to go into more detail on it. So you guys let me know what you want. But this week, starting tomorrow, we'll be gold farming. And I'll be releasing a build along with it. So it'll be a video about gold farming with a build in the beginning. So it'll be a build video with the gold farming coming afterwards, and the places where best to gold farm. And I'm not talking about thief stuff. I'm not talking about farming specific things. I'm talking about farming for gold and how you can make gold. And it's usually about anywhere between 10 to 100k, depending on how much time you invest in one day. If you're willing to invest a lot of time, you can make 100k in about 4 to 5 hours. And that's what I do. That's how I make most of my gold, is I go and farm these very specific areas. And you don't want to be fast at it. You want to be... Oh my god, I'm already going into it. I don't want to explain that now. I'll do it tomorrow. So, I will release the build tomorrow, along with the video explaining how and where you can do it, the best places to do it. And I will leave it from there and let you guys decide on your, to do this on your own and everything. You do have to be 160, CP 160, to make this build and to play this build effectively. If you are below 160, you won't have the gear. The gear capabilities to run it. To run that type of thing, but you can use gear you find along the way with the skills. It's just that the build in itself is designed to clear the content in a certain way and fashion. So, but yeah, that's it. I need to shut up now. So, tell me what you guys think, and if you guys like the content so far from this last week. It would be cool if you guys could tell me. But here, that's it. You guys are the ones who are going to let me decide, or are going to be the ones to decide how this goes from here on out with that. But that's it for the video, and with that, you guys know what you need to do. Hit that like button if you guys like the video. If you guys want to see more videos by me, please subscribe. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.